Good day, everybody. Morning vibes, everybody around the world. Welcome to Statistics class. Today we are going to talk about pair sample t-test analyzed with SPSS 21. Okay, before we go further, we need to pay attention on three basic concepts of pair sample t-test. Okay, we start from number one. Pair sample t-test is used to determine whether there are the difference in the mean of the two pair samples. And number two, the two pair samples in pair sample t-test are the same sample but has two data. We have the example here in Excel file. We have English learning result scores of the students. This one belong to one class, yeah, but it has two data, the data of pre-test and the data of post-test, yeah, because of that one, it is said here that the two pair samples in pair sample t-test are the same sample but has two data. And number three, the test conducted in pair sample t-test is part of parametric statistics. So remember, as I have already told you before, that in parametric statistics, research data must distribute normally. Okay, let's go to the next. I would like to give you pair sample t-test examples. Let's say researchers would like to undergo a research in which the aim of research is to determine the effect of cooperative learning model, or in this case, team games tournament or TGT type on students' English learning outcome. To prove this, the researchers choose an English class that consists of 22 students. The research method is quantitative with one group post-test, pre-test, post-test design. Data collection techniques use experiments and direct observations, while one of the instruments is an English speaking test. Data analysis is the test from pre-test and post-test data. Okay, the average result of learning outcomes of the 22 students is as follows. We have here the data of pretest from the 22 participants, the score from 56 until 77, and the data of post-test from 22 participants from the scores of 87 until 85. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, in research data analysis with SPSS, we have to pay attention on the three steps that we must follow. Number one, conduct a normality test to find out whether the average result of student English learning outcome is normally distributed or not. Yeah, because this one is the requirement of pair sample t-test in parametric statistics. And number two, perform a pair sample t-test. And the last step, analysis stage. And as usual, it consists of input, analysis, and output. Okay. The next we go to normality test, yeah, decision making here. So decision based on normality test, as usual, there are some that we must consider. Number one, if the significant value is more than 0.05, so it can be interpreted that the data distribute normally. But if the value of significance is less than 0.05, then it can be interpreted that the data do not distribute normally. Okay, we try to prove it. We go to SPSS. We have data view, and also we have variable view. So we start from variable view. Under the column of name, we type results. And then the column of label, we type learning outcome results. And values here, yeah, values. So I would like to type it one by one so that you are able to use how to type in values. Number one, yeah, the data consists of two, the data of pretest and post-test. So value number 1, we type pre-test, and then we click add, and then we type again value 2, and we label it post-test, and we click it. Okay, and then we click OK. We go to data view. We have already got the column of result here, and then we back to the Excel file. We copy pretest data from the first until 22, yeah, because we have 22 participants. We just copy it, and then we back to SPSS under the column of result, the first line, yeah. We paste here. That's good. So we have 56 until 77, yeah. And then we back to Excel file. We copy the data from post-test, 22 participants from 87 until 85. We copy and then we go to SPSS. We go to the line number 23 here and then paste. Okay, we check whether it is already 44. Yeah, number 1 until 22 from post-test, and number 23 until 44 from post-test. Okay, we prove it. The normality test, yeah, whether the data distribute normally or not. We click analyze. We go to the descriptive statistic, and then we go to explore. So we have already got here the dialog of learning outcomes. Okay, learning outcome result. Just send it to the dialog of the dialog box, yeah, dependent list here. Just click it, yeah, good. It's already in dependent list dialog box. We click plots, yeah, okay. We click normality plots with test, okay. And then we click continue, and the next we click continue. Okay, yeah, we click okay. Waiting for the output. We have 3 output here. The first is case processing summary. The output number 2 is descriptive, and the output number 3 is test of normality. Okay, because we have 44 data, yeah, so we still go to Shapiro-Wilk for the data that is less than 50, yeah. For Kolmogorov-Smirnov, I have already told you, this one for the data more than 50. So we go to Shapiro-Wilk here, the significance 0.055. Yeah, we go to the decision making for normality test here. If the significant value is more than 0.05, so it can be interpreted that the data distribute normally. So from the result of the output of test of normality, the significance is 0.055. So it is more than 0.05. So we can be interpreted, it can be interpreted that the data distribute normally. Okay. So I have the summary here, yeah. Okay. So here significant value 0.05, and we can have a look at the data distributions using QQ plot. Yeah, we can see here, and the data distribution is normal. We can see from the data it is spread next to the diagonal line, so it means that the data distribute normally. Because the data distribute normally, and then we go to pair sample t-test. Okay, the next, after we have already got the result that the data distribute normally, so it means that we are able to go to pair sample t-test. Yeah. Okay, we go to SPSS. We go to variable view here. We need to type here. We type pre. Okay. and then we type the label pretest. And the others, it's okay to let it default. And we type post here, and then in the label we type post test, and it is okay to make the rest default, yeah. And then we go to data view. We have already got two column here, pretest and post test. Okay. And then we back to Excel data, yeah. We copy the data of pretest from the 22 participants, yeah. From the score 56 until 77, we copy it, okay. And then we go back to SPSS. We go to data view, and under the pre-column here, okay, we paste. Good, okay. And then we have post test here. We have to put it the data taken from the Excel data, yeah. Okay, we copy it from the score of 87 until 85 from 22 participants. Just click it, yes, just click it and we back to SPSS. And then we paste it here, paste, yeah. Okay, that's easy. And then we go to the analysis of pair sample test. Just click analyze. And then we click compare means. And we go to pair sample test. Okay, we have dialog box here. We see the dialog box of pretest on the left, yeah. And then we are going to bring it or send it to the dialog box of paired variable, especially variable 1, yeah. Just click it. Okay, good. And then we back to the dialog box on the left, post test, and we are going to send it to the dialog box on the right, pair variables here, and it's going to fill variable 2. Just click it. Okay, good. And then we click options, yeah, to check the confidence interval percentage. It is already 95%. Okay, and then just click continue, and then we click okay. Okay, we have already got here the output of pair sample t-test. We have three outputs here. The first is pair sample statistics. The second is pair samples correlations, and number three is pair sample test. Okay, and then I would like to explain one by one, yeah. And I have already got the summary here. Yeah, I have already got the summary here. The same, I just move the output of SPSS into the summary. Here, SPSS output interpretations, first output. So this output shows the summary result of descriptive statistics from the samples, yeah, pretest and post-test data. So we can have a look here. The mean of pretest 69.2273. And then the mean of post-test here 86.5455. And the end here, the number of participants here 22. And the standard deviations 6.10177. And the standard deviation for post-test 3.76358. And we go to standard error mean, yeah. For the post test 1.30090, and the standard error mean for post test 0.80240. Okay, so this one do really explain statistic descriptive. Statistic descriptive, yeah. And then the next we go to second output here, yeah, taken from the output of SPSS. I move it to the summary here, yeah. The second part of the output is the result of the correlations of relationship between the two data or variables, pretest and post-test. The second output explains whether there is a relation between pretest and post-test. So It is found that the significance is 0.295. So it is more than 0.05. Yeah, so it means it can be interpreted that there is no relation between pretest and posttest. Okay, let's go to the next, to the third output here, taken from SPSS here, yeah. Significance total 0.000. Okay, we have the summary here. Yeah, decision making for pair sample t-test. If the value of significant total is less than 0.05, then there is significant difference between learning outcomes in pretest and post-test data. But if the value of significance total is more than 0.05, then it can be interpreted that there is no significant difference between learning outcomes in pretest and post-test data. So we have the decision making here, yeah. It is known that the value of significance total is 0.000, yeah. So it is less than 0.05. So we can conclude that there is significant difference between the result of learning English in the pre-test and post-test data. So it can be said that cooperative learning method with TGT type does really able, yeah, it is really able to improve the English learning outcome. Thus, the result of pair sample t-test shows there is significant difference between the result of learning English in pre-test and post-test course. Okay, so of course, beside uh, getting the result of pair sample t-test by having the analysis through significance total, of course there is the other way, yeah, by using the comparisons of t-count and t-table. But using significant total here is already enough, or it is accurate enough to find the significant difference, yeah, before and after treatment. So there is significant difference before and after treatment using cooperative learning, in this case TGT type, yeah. Okay, so okay, hopefully you are able to understand all of my explanations. It is very to understand, it is very easy to follow, and thank you very much for your attention, and see you in the next videos related to SPSS tutorial. Thank you very much. See you. Have healthy lifestyle. Stay strong, stay smart, and stay educated. Bye bye.